Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to another video. It's my first video of the new year 2026 and I'm really glad that you're here to spend this time with me. Today I wanted to go a little bit over my 2026 everyday carry setup and how it's been in my trial month, which is December 2025. And just show you a little bit of how I go about planning my life in my everyday carry. So you can see here that this year I'm using a Tamagotchi Hobonichi Weeks and also have the Tamagotchi cover, and I also am using the Tamagotchi pencil board. I've really been enjoying the design. I'm not sick of it yet since I've been using it for the past month and a bit, and I just really love how colorful it is. And I'm thinking, since I don't have what is it, that binding thing that helps it together, because I can already see that it's like I can't hold my book up without it, you know, coming apart. I do have a band. That's what it's called, a band. I do have a band somewhere from my previous hobonichi. I think I was using a band 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and I brought it with me here to the Netherlands. So hopefully I can find that somewhere. It's somewhere in my drawers. Anyway, I will take you through my little setup. So we just have the inside pocket of the cover. So I have the Techochi. Is it a sticker? I think it's a sticker. Or maybe not. No, it's not a sticker. It's just a little graphic of the Techochi. Very cute. I also have this. Is this Hobonichi or Kokyo? I feel like. Oh no, it's Hobonichi. This yellow template. I really only use this squiggly line thing, but it's good as a ruler in a pinch as well. Oh, my screen just died on my computer. Sorry about that. I also have these dot stickers from the Hobonichi range that they released. I've had this problem where it will come off. Sorry, I think I want the extra light actually. The dot stickers have been falling off, so I've had to kind of put it in on each other so that it doesn't fall off by accident. And as usual, I have the same Silas picture that I had in my book last year, in my traveler's notebook, but I just moved it here. I do want more Silas photos. I haven't gone around to printing any. I got this and a bunch of other Silas photos as a gift from a friend when Silas first came out. Yeah. Okay, I've got my little key that I've used for maybe 5 years or more at this point. It's not really changed. I took out languages, which is new. Because I have a language journal and I'm not really writing language things in here anymore. And then I have the little my roller deco tape little here. It's very cute. Luckily the deco tape didn't F up this time, because I've mentioned before that I've had trouble with using the deco rush tape. This is the future log or the year in a view. I don't know what it's called, but what I'll be doing is I wish I could, there was someone that I wrote down that I could attribute this to, but I've seen quite a few people do crying tracker, like using this yearly calendar view to track how many times they cry. And I love that idea, so I'm taking it and we'll be using it as well this year. Honestly, I don't think I've cried yet, which is surprising because I cry quite often, or maybe I just can't recall, because even though I looked at it and saw a crying tracker and I was like, ah, yes, I am using this as a crying tracker, but now I will try and track that. But I'm also logging my travel just so I can see in a year how much I've traveled about. I've already got my first trip upcoming. I'll be going to India for 12 days. It's for work, so I wouldn't really call it a personal trip, but a lot of it is going to be social. So it's like half personal, half business, I guess. And then, yeah, for 2025, I did color in pink, so you can't really see it when I did travel. So there was when I went to London for a few days, and I went to the Philippines, then when I went to St. Martin. Wow, I really did not do that much traveling last year, but I did only get a job last year, so I was pretty broke. And then where 2027 would be, I taped over it with the Dutch national holidays. Not a lot, but it's also super concentrated in in April and May, which is when most of the Dutch national holidays are. So I'm hoping to plan some trips during this time, which will be exciting. Not sure where yet. I'm thinking within Europe, of course, and I really want to try to take the Interrail, or I want to take more trains across Europe because I love trains. So that's another plan. Okay, I have no idea what I want to use this year at a glance for. I'm using my health tracker year at a glance. Sorry, there's just some personal things. Yeah, it's already the 9th and I've stopped on the 4th, but step tracking, and that's, you can see it's not going great. I'm also not doing that many steps. Actually, I might, but yeah, I kind of am usually at a loss to how to use this, but honestly it's fine if I don't use it, because it's not like I have to use everything in the planner, right? And that's fine. As long as it serves me, it's good. But if I do think of something, then I will use it. But for now. And then we have the monthly view. So December's over, and I had a lot of fun because this was the time that I went to the Caribbean. I'm thinking of doing a video as well on my trip to St. Martin and Saba. But basically, you can see here it's a test spread, so I'm still kind of not sure where I want to go with it, because last year when I was using the Traveler's Notebook Passport monthly, I was using it to track events. But unfortunately in December I went on holiday, so I mean, and for St. Martin it's very much like we didn't really plan anything, because it's my partner's place that he grew up, so it's also island life vibe. So I'm sure if you're from like an island or from maybe a small town, there's not much going on, so it's very like vibes of the day is when you make your plans. So in that sense, I kind of just wrote what the highlight of the day was when I was traveling. But you can see before I traveled, I was putting like my plans. So yeah, dance party and Sinterklaas party. I watched Wicked 2. I had a Dutch exam about Dutch society, which I passed, which is awesome. Dinner plans, etc., etc. But then when I went on holiday, it was very much, this is what I did. This was the highlight of my day. Like, we walked on the boardwalk in Front Street in St. Martin. We ate at Chesterfield's. We went to Grand Cass. We went to Mullet, etc. So this is what it looks like for December. I think I actually might stick to this kind of layout where I have, when it's my normal life and I'm not on vacation or something, I do just write what plans I have, because I do want to see on a monthly view kind of my monthly plans to see how busy I am on a monthly. I'm saying monthly a lot. And then, yeah, when I am on vacation, I'll just write, you know, the highlight of the day, or what was the biggest thing that day. Because when I came back, yeah, I started playing Dispatch. I finished it a few days ago. It's so good. I'm currently in my second playthrough of it. I highly recommend. It's really great. And then a drawing of volleyball. So drawings only if I feel like doing one, but I'm not pressuring myself or anything. And then we have here on the left, I'm experimenting with something new because I saw it on Instagram. I did write a credit here to My Minimal Planner on Insta. They do this exact same sleep tracker. In some ways, I was thinking, oh, maybe I should just do this in my health journal. But I really like how it looks here because it kind of looks like constellations, but not really. Like it really doesn't look tracky to me. I don't know, it looks not so tracky. You can see on the 12th I had no sleep because our plan flying from Amsterdam to St. Martin was, if we just didn't sleep, leading up to when we got on the plane, we would be just dead asleep on the plane because we arrived in St. Martin, I think like around midday or so. I don't know, it seemed smart at the time, and now when we actually did it, it was so bad. Like I genuinely have not stayed up for 24 hours in my, oh actually no, I did when I was younger, but now I'm a lot older. You cannot just stay up for 24 hours without sleeping. Like my head was severe, like you could feel your body starting to shut down if you have not slept for 24 hours when you get older, of course. It was very terrible, but good vibes. But yeah, anyway, you could see that we slept for more than 9 hours that night. Yeah, we crashed pretty early and then slept in until like 10 o'clock or something. It was crazy. Yeah, and then I have things I wanted like monthly to do, so things are not so important maybe, but things I do want to get done within the month. So here I bought a Steam Deck. I did buy a Steam Deck, which is where I played Dispatch, because I got a bonus at work. So that's what I used that money for. And I did think of my 2026 bingo, so I can cross that out actually. So one thing about, I'm not sure if this was an issue before in previous hobonichi planners, or maybe it's the paper, but it does take a while for the fountain pen ink to dry. And you can probably see I've made some, I've kind of covered them because I've written all over it, but here you can definitely see, that I've smudged it, and you can see where I've done the dots. On this side you can see the dots from after just closing it, but I've written over it, so you can't see them really, but you can see some smudging. I mean, smudging overall doesn't really bother me, but if it happens a lot on the page, then it's very noticeable. So, I mean, you can also see here, there's a bit of smudging on this sleep tracker. Yep, and then this is January. We're still a bit early into January, so not much. And then I'm also trying to come to terms with the fact that in my ordinary ass life, I don't have really that much going on. So it's like this week in Amsterdam, life went to a halt because it snowed. I guess in the Netherlands, it snowed like really bad, like way more than usual, and all the trains shut down. The airport also was basically shut down. No flights were going in or out, and the country was almost at a standstill because we had more snow than usual, which is very odd. But yeah, very uneventful week because I just stayed home every single day, almost. Yeah. But that's how, yeah, this is kind of like a nice view of how I probably intend to go forward with my monthly view. Actually, I'll keep this here. Okay, and then the weeklies. So if you're familiar with my other videos and my TN weekly that I used last year, it's basically the same setup. Yeah, that's the word. So I've also not made a video in a while, so I feel very rusty again. But it's the same, but a lot smaller. So, okay, I don't have my 2025 TN here anywhere, but the size is a bit bigger. So I think moving into a smaller size made me realize, oh, actually, is it almost not enough space or just enough space? I'm thinking I'm kind of erring on just enough space because it's not been a problem so far. So just to go through it, I do a 2-column layout on the left page. So the left column is appointments or regularly scheduled things. So I always schedule when I do like my work, because I always want to time box my work, my work hours. And then events. So I had dance lesson. Oh yeah, in the beginning of December I did still have dance lessons. Okay, this got cancelled. Yeah, my Dutch exam when I had dinner. So these are scheduled plans that I've made in advance. And yeah, just go on the left side. On the right side are to-dos for the day, or things that I want to get done. So yeah, studying for my exams, for example. Yeah, this week is mostly trying to study for my exams. But also taking note of, or like things that are noteworthy. I need a cough. Oh my gosh, I'm really sorry about that. I'm a bit sick. So I've got congestion and often prone to bouts of like coughing. So apologies. What was I saying? Yeah, so on the right side, noteworthy things and also things I want to do during the day. So I also note here when like there's a Love in Deep Space event that is starting, like Silas 5-star. Impromptu plans can also appear here, but I'm really not strict with how it looks. It's kind of, I treat it as a general guide. Like I put YouTube wrapped on this left column. Was I calling it rows before? Sorry, columns. Yeah. Also, I started Heated Rivalry. Love that show so much. Not finished. I'm not completely finished it yet. I've only watched a few episodes, but I love it. Okay, and then I'm also sticking to my meal tracking. So this also helps with what's it called when you're crossovering? Sometimes I can't speak English and it's worrying me sometimes. Cross-referencing, yes, cross-referencing in my health planner, health journal, calling it, yeah, my health book. I'm gonna call it a health book. In my health book, whether or not I've eaten something healthy. But anyway, yeah, I'm following this. I usually write it in brown, but sometimes I can't be bothered, so I just write it in black. Also, I'm very, very not strict with myself. Like, It's okay if it's not in brown. Food is not, well, I mean, yeah, not so serious. At least for me anyway. And then I have a tracker, which I'm still so surprised. I think I say this every few months. I'm super surprised that I managed to follow through with a tracker, because I don't know what it is in the past year, but previous years I just could not. I tried really hard with trackers, and then I'd fail, and then I'd say I'm not a tracking person. But this layout, or something very simple, has on a weekly, for things that actually really affect my life, that I want to do every day, it works. So that's nice. Yeah, I know you can see here, I was really slacking with my tablets and my gauzing slash flossing on this week, but it really is a good reminder for me when I see that, and there's barely any crosses or whatever. So this has been really good. It's very simple, and I don't try to make it too complicated. And then I have a meal plan. So when my partner and I take turns doing dinner, but I for sure need to plan my lunch, just so I know what I'm gonna eat. Especially if I'm going into the office, I want to bring. I try not to buy food. I like bringing my own because it saves a lot of money. But yeah, no, also dinner, just so that I can coordinate with groceries and stuff. And then beneath that meal plan, so you see the little squiggly, that's from this. It's kind of the only reason why I use this, but it's still pretty good. I then have my general to-dos that I want to do. Oh, sorry, my laptop died again, but I like the light. Yeah, my general to-dos, which sometimes also cross over. Like sometimes I could have something on this to do for the week and then also explicitly mention it on the day that I'm on, just because mentioning it twice is a good also reminder, because I'm not necessarily looking at this the whole week. Sometimes I'm just looking at what I have for the day. I just put some stickers here, like the payment barcode. I think this was from Misk. I don't remember what this was for. Oh, this might be for my brown paper bag stand. Yeah. But I'm also super minimal with the decorating, so it's pretty full as it is. So if I add stickers, sometimes it's like, whoa, that's a lot. Yeah. So I guess I can also just do a December, which I think I did in my no talking flip through video, but I'm happy to show it again with some talking and explanation this time. So same layout, but my left column changes if I go on vacation, of course, because especially for this one where we never had any explicit plans ever. Only one, and it was a boat trip. That was the only pre-planned event that we had. Like we went to Saba, and I think we planned Saba like a day before we actually left. So very impromptu. But I still use this because sometimes there are things that I do want to do, like on vacation, or the things I have to remember. So when I was in St. Martin, I had a package that was sitting in a pickup point, and it would be returned. And obviously I was on vacation, so it would have been returned. So I just needed to ask my friend to pick it up for me, which they did, which is so kind of them. But yeah, I wanted to remember to do that, so I write that here. And also, the food becomes a lot more interesting when I'm on vacation. I was eating plantain. I was eating a lot of fish. I love fish. And I had mahi-mahi for the first time because I've not had mahi-mahi before. Love it. This is very nice. I feel very sad though because it's a very pretty fish. I don't want to eat a pretty fish. But yeah, It was really good. Yeah, so you can see here, no plans or nothing scheduled, so I just wrote vacation in St. Martin. St. Martin. And here you can see there wasn't so many to do, so I was doing, it's sort of like a memory keeping, but just writing down like kind of the most iconic things or the highlights here that I wanted to remember, because I can write them here and use them as kind of like a jog my memory type thing when I'm writing in my log for my holiday. Sorry, I'm coughing a lot. Yeah, this is super full because we were doing a lot of things in here. So St. Martin, if you don't know, is very touristy on the Dutch side, and there's very much so a lot of American influence. So when we go to the Carrefour, for example, the supermarket, there's so many American products, and one thing that I saw was Pringles. Like, Pringles is pretty worldwide, but I think the American flavors, there's truly a lot of very niche in the things that you can only buy from the American stores, I guess. So we tried a few, and I was just kind of writing here what I thought about them. And then another thing I became extremely obsessed with while I was in in St. Martin, was Ting. It's this grapefruit soda from Trinidad. I think it's from Trinidad. And I love it. It tastes so good. I did not try the pink grapefruit one, unfortunately. I only tried the normal grapefruit flavor. But I think when I discovered it, I drank it like almost every day. I'd ask wherever we went, I'd be like, do you have Ting? And I think not a lot of tourists order it, because I got a lot of surprised looks when I say, can I have Ting? And they're like, oh, you know what Ting is? Like, weird. But if you're ever in the Caribbean, I highly recommend trying Ting. But yeah, it's still pretty full. The Steam Winter Sale started, and I didn't want to miss it, so I wrote that here, of course. I also bought a Steam Deck. Very long-winded story about my Steam Deck. I thought it was stolen, or it was like not picked up, or so, like it didn't get delivered to my place because we were on vacation, and of no one in our building, because we have a building chat WhatsApp group. No one in the building said they had our package, so we were like, did someone just steal it? But long story short, when we came home, the Steam Deck was just in front of our door. So that was very nice. This is also when I found out I passed the Dutch exam. So I'm not happy about how this left side turned out, which is why it's better to write things in pencil first before committing with a pen. But you know what? Let me expose what I don't like on the internet. Like, that's fine. I'm not happy with how it looks, mostly. Yeah, we went to Sabre for 2 days. Yeah, we stayed one night, and then we left at like 4 p.m. on the next day. But yeah, I'm super sad because we were in St. Martin for 2 weeks. It did not feel like a long enough time. I loved it there. I really enjoyed it, and I'd love to go back. And also to explore other parts of the Caribbean as well, because now I've explored 2 Caribbean islands, and it's such a fun place to be. And I also really love the food. I love Caribbean food. Yeah, I also managed to still do my dailies. I did not put Dutch here, so this is also the thing about tracking. For the most part, I do the same. There are the same few things that I want to track every week, but it's not necessarily that, I want to do Dutch every day, especially when I'm on vacation, so I don't go out of my way to like learn Dutch or study Dutch when I'm on vacation. so I just leave it out of my tracking. But yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, vacation ends, sad face, you know, how I get back. It's pretty same in terms of the layout. Yeah, New Year, very fun. I think I really get a lot of productivity out of this layout, and I'm always going through my planner, so I'm always opening it like every 10 minutes. So it's a lot of value to me and I love using it every day. Yeah, I guess also I can show the back. Yeah. Oh, I have to keep up with this 365. I have been doing it. No goal, just yes, I'm passing every single day. The time passes, just like how I've written here. Yeah, time passes. The time always passes. That's kind of been my life motto, you can say. It really helps with processing things. Like if something's so difficult, I always think the time will eventually pass and then it won't be difficult anymore. But you can also think of it the other way, like I'm having so much fun on vacation, but the time will eventually pass and then I'll be sad that the vacation's over. But it kind of works. So I was playing around with the done list, as I've mentioned, I think maybe 2 or 3 videos before. Pack list, like I don't really have a plan or anything. I did not bring my health book with me, so I was just writing anything noteworthy here in the back. Steam winter sale, also continuing my health log. So I have this spread, or this page called 2026 purchases stationery version. I did have this in my like TN, general TN, which has like all the manhwa that I read, etc., all the media that I watch. But for stationery specifically, I think I wanted to keep it in this book because I have the space for it. So I left that here. I've not bought any stationery yet this year, and it's only been 9 days. So let's see how long I can keep it up for. I do think I might make a intentional purchase / rules from my no buy or low buy video this year. So that's probably something that I'll be making a video about soon. I think I just repeated what I said twice. Potential travel trips. I made my 2026 bingo. I have to make it in Canva, like proper. But this is where I was kind of brainstorming what I wanted to have in my bingo. Yeah, and then I have a Dutch study plan because in my Dutch study book, or my language study book, there's really only weeklies. And you can see here, yeah, there's not really much space to write things like this, which is fine. All good. And then my financial plans, yeah. So that's really it. I've not used the other pages that are in the back. I probably will at some point, maybe, but all good. I'm kind of more focused on, you know, my weekly spread. This is where I spend most of my time, as well as the monthly. It looks really nice here in December, but it's going to look a lot less busy in January. Yeah. So that's a tour of how I'm using my hobonichi weeks for 2026. I hope you enjoyed it or found something insightful or something maybe you want to use as well in your setup. But thank you so much for being here and reaching this point if you did. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.